sitting on me with that saggy diaper. I mean, I felt like I was rode hard and put away wet.
Give us this day our daily bread.
Oh my God, hi. So yesterday we talked about my 2024 phrase, which is let go. The first year I did this sort of like phrase thing instead of trying to make a New Year's resolution list was 2023. And the goal for 2023 was peace. 2022 was, I would say, probably the hardest year of my life. 2012 rivals it, but 2022 was probably the hardest year of my life. Professionally, things were pretty good. Actually, professionally, in my music career, it was the best year I'd had up until that point. A lot of really great things happened. I feel like my career elevated. Personally, it was a show. I came out of 2022 feeling like I had been in the ring for 45 minutes with Fat Bastard from Austin Powers, and he was farting in my face, punching me, sitting on me with that saggy diaper. I mean, I felt like I was rode hard and put away wet when I entered 2023. I'm just gonna say it. In 2022, I filed for bankruptcy. 2022, I was the heaviest weight I'd ever been. I was diagnosed with diabetes. I had to end and close the business that I had built over the previous 2 years, and I had to file for bankruptcy, which is, if you have ever done it yourself or know anybody, it is financially, obviously, it's a whole thing, and it changes your whole life. But emotionally, I didn't realize the emotional ramifications that would come from that. I felt demoralized. I felt dirty. I felt like I was second class, or that I was like, I was Jack from Titanic. You know what I mean? Like, just in the bottom of the boat or whatever, dancing on the table. I wasn't dancing because I was not happy in 2022. But it was really hard to get through that. And when I entered 2023, I was like, I got to find some peace somewhere in my life, because it's just been too much of like a tsunami. So I quickly realized in my pursuit of peace that there are disruptors and contributors to your peace. So there are people or things that can disrupt your peace. Sometimes it's continuously, sometimes it's sporadically, on both sides, disruptor and contributor. And at first I was like, okay, well, every disruptor of my peace I need to get rid of. But then I realized that that's not the case, because sometimes a thing or a person can be both. And when it came to certain friendships in my life, I was like, well, this person contributes to my peace because they make me laugh, they're funny, I like hanging out with them. But sometimes they're also disruptors of my peace because of how they act and how they treat me and how I feel when I'm walking away from hanging out with them. And it really forced me to like deal with things not being so black and white. I am very much a black and white person. I love to know exactly what something is, put it in a little box, tie it with a little bow, put it on a shelf, and know that that thing is that thing. But unfortunately, life doesn't work like that. And so like I had to realize in 2023 that even friendships and relationships, like, people can be contributors and disruptors, and you have to decide, like, you have to weigh the scales and figure out, well, are they more of one and less of another? And there were a couple friendships in particular, very, very close relationships that I have that I had to step away from. And I didn't go to them and be like, I need a break from you, because that would have just been extra in the situation I was in. Sometimes that's necessary, but I just sort of had to like step away quietly and analyze things from afar and not be in it, and sort of feel out the situation and figure out, do I feel like that they are too much of a disruptor to my peace to stay in my life? Luckily, with the relationships I analyzed, that's not the case. But I did set some boundaries for myself, and honestly, they don't even know. I didn't even have to have that conversation with them, which was kind of great. But now I know, like, they disrupt my peace sometimes, and when I hang out with them, I know going into it that that's a risk that I may have to take, that they may be disrupting my peace during that hangout. And so I'm going into situations with a much better sense of how I'll come out of it. And that alone puts me at peace to be able to say, this might end in disrupting my peace. So, yeah, peace. I guess. Peace out. I'll talk to you tomorrow.